Hi, hello. Hello, hi. Yeah, so today we're going to talk about let's record a little bit. Okay. So, hi. So today we're here to talk about la 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 la.
That's a good reason to talk.
You don't need to scream.
I'm not screaming. I am very loud.
You don't need to project us on.
I'm not
scream.
Okay.
Because
I'm not. Look, this is what we call a occupational hazard. I have a boomy voice. Michelle. She was performing on last Friday, and then she was saying something like, "Feel free to be direct with me. Feel free to tell me what you think. I want to learn." Blah blah. I was like, "Yes, I know, but and I'm happy to do that. But I will always ask consent before I speak about things. That even if it's something I strongly think that could help you, I will ask consent because it's important because words are so powerful."
Right. Well, I guess it depends on the context.
No. I mean,
the context. Sorry.
Yeah. No,
like if you're in a teaching class, then
no, that's different. Yeah, the consent is assumed, but
okay. So you have your phone with you because mine is there.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a Spotify or something so I can play the song I wanted to play for us?
Yes. Okay, we got 30 minutes. Let's motor on.
I know.
Okay, go ahead.
What class do you have coming up?
Singing.
Nice.
All my classes can be assumed to be using thy voice.
Nice. What's Sorry, it's
no worries.
What's that? What is it? Yeah, it would have been easier on my. Wait, 1 sec. Sorry, I'm have to go to your phone and do whatever the fuck.
I never look at my hands. The opportunity to look at my hands. And they change a lot. It's weird. God, am I really that wrinkly? Oh, that's interesting. All right.
It's not this one. It's funny because maybe if I kind of don't want to tell you, I just wanted to play it. But then I can find it, so that's something. Okay, I'm just gonna tell you because I cannot find it. The Pink Floyd song that is "Look at All the Lonely People." What's the name? Do you know?
Look at all the lonely people.
Look at all the lonely people.
That's not Pink Floyd. That's Eleanor Rigby by the Beatles.
Is it Beatles? Okay, because I was listening to both this weekend. Okay, thank you. That makes sense. That's why I cannot find it. Thank you. Oh, fuck it.
It's was like an itch, right? You're just like, what the fuck is this thing?
Eleanor Rigby, yes. Yes. Okay. Cool. Let's just listen to this. This is 2 minutes.
Yeah, no stress.
And then I'll tell you something and then we can just chat. All right. So funny. I didn't tell you anything about what we're doing, why we're doing it, and why we're listening to this song. I mean, I told you I wanted to chat with you not because of what you do, I think so. First of all, I have just discovered Pink Floyd and Beatles in the past 2 weeks.
Really? My
Yeah,
first time.
you need people in your life.
That's incredible.
To bring you things they're not.
You're so lucky to
there
have just
yet.
heard them.
I'm very lucky.
Yeah.
And so this song has been stuck in my head, and I thought you're the perfect person to talk about this. And
so I'll tell you what. Go on.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
So the song has been stuck in my head so much, and I wanted to talk to you about it, not as a musician, not as an artist, not as an entrepreneur, but as yourself, because we've known each other for 3 weeks, and it seems to me that I've known you for much longer than that. And the simple reason is because I can just see you as a person. So I think here the point connecting all of this and us being here is just connection. Just connecting with people. And the opposite of that is look at all these lonely people.
It's so weird that you picked that song. It's so weird because, and I don't really tell this to people, but my band in Singapore that I'm still in, but they're obviously doing stuff without me. But whenever I go back, I try to perform with them. We're a Beatles tribute band.
What?
Yeah. There's quite a few pictures of us performing pretty big gigs, and I have the whole get up on and everything. And that song is it's a Paul McCartney song, I believe. So it's which is the Beatle that I tend to sing. I tend to be that Beatle when I perform. So that's really funny that you played that one. I was like, oh yeah, there's a Beatles song in my hand. So,
what is that one?
It's Across the Universe. It's my favorite. So there's this part that goes, Jai Guru Deva, oh, nothing's gonna change my world, and so on and so forth. So it's
I'm
interesting.
so lucky. I've never heard that one.
Oh, that is
now
my favorite.
I can go and listen to that one for the first time.
It's so good. You're so lucky. On that basis, is like discovering this stuff is like, yeah, it's really, really nice. It's really, really nice. But yeah, no connection. Yeah, big on that. Yeah.
So I guess my thing is, so the first time we spoke, I was having a very sad week. Our call was one of two small highlights because we just had the call, and I'm like, I can really see this person. The saying is, has his art on his sleeve, but I think it's more than that. I just can see you, and that's all I want when I meet anybody. I want to see them for the person they are. And then when we met in person, I'm like, oh my God, we're almost we're getting emotional over things. I mean, there were moments where we're hearing things, and I'm like, this is all like, I just that connection is all. And that's why I feel like I've known you, because I see you as a person, and it's all there is to connection. And in the song, it says, you have this mask you put on, you keep by the door, and then there's all of that. Why? Why that? Because in the end, you miss out on the connection because you have the mask on.
Yeah.
And I just wonder what if you feel like for you it's easy to connect, or has it been a process? How did it come together for you? Is it just it's always been there?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just I have like early old man syndrome where I'm just like, I think I'm constantly finding myself just having really like just being like, what's like, old people are the best, right? Because at a certain point they just like don't care. Like, they just like, I'm gonna say what I want to say. I'm just gonna be what I want to be, and it doesn't matter. And I feel like it's a lot like that for me, where I'm just like, yeah, I could. We do the mask thing because it's scary. It's a scary and vulnerable thing to try and be yourself so fearlessly all the time.
What are we scared of then?
Yeah. I don't know. I guess we're scared that people see it and then they don't like it. Like there was a point in time where I was writing when I began my career as a writer, and then I was writing music and I really hated what I read back because it was like looking in the mirror, right? And of your thoughts and stuff.
Right.
And you're just like, that person's me? That's really sad and shitty and I wouldn't want to hang out with that guy. And I feel like all of us have that experience of like looking in the mirror or superfluously like looking through your writing or looking through your thoughts and going like, that's not really cool. We want to be that, like I really believe in myself and confident and I love my body and so on and so forth, right? But it's not us.
But is confidence even... It's funny you say that. I was actually thinking about this before our conversation, and when I was a bit younger, I was wondering why people couldn't connect with me in certain environments. And then years later, I realized that the confidence that was like a good thing about the person I was already when I was very young was also my mask. And so people couldn't see me. They could see a confident person. They couldn't connect with me in certain moments. I was wondering why. Well, it makes sense. You're not being a fully rounded human being. You're just a slimmer of that. But I guess my question then, it's funny when we go under, like a bit deeper into that. So I put something out. I create something. And if it is quote unquote bad. So that's the fear. It's bad. So what? So what's under that? So if it's bad, what?
Yeah, I guess that's interesting, right? Because oftentimes when we say like I don't want to put this out because I'm scared it's bad, or people are really perfectionists about something, I feel like a lot of times they're saying it's bad based on what they perceive other people's standards will be, and not their own standards. And that's really interesting because we're basing our own at that point we're basing our own standards on what we think other people's standards are, which is this weird hit fuck of sorts, right? Where like we kind of fall into that whole thing. I remember when I was first signed, right? And then I remember I used to tell my musicians, I'm like, I feel really, really conflicted. And they were like, why with the writing? And I was like, well, because I feel like I need to satisfy three things. I feel like I need to satisfy the audience. I feel like I need to satisfy my label. And I feel like I need to satisfy me. And then you kind of write yourself into a corner. You know what I mean? Where you try to write things that fit this beautiful triangle. And it doesn't work. It never does. I don't really play those songs because I don't really like those songs anymore. Because they were trying to be good for everyone, and it technically satisfied the mix. But it didn't. At the end of the day, it just becomes bland.
It's even crazier with art. Because what is good? Like, where are you even trying to do? I guess I don't know. Were you looking for a sound that you thought that's the sound that is cool? These are the topics that are cool.
I guess so. The holistic perspective on a song, I suppose, like the topics, the sounds, the even things like where my voice is placed. Like even things like is it more falsetto-y stuff, or is it like or is it more like stronger and stuff like that? So like even you just get into the minute details,
right? It was, but then it wasn't coming from an honest, vulnerable place. Or even vulnerable could also be fun. Like, I'm not saying it needs to be sad, but there is this honest, vulnerable fun, and
what is true to you,
and people feel when things are real or not, and we all crave it. We all crave others' vulnerability. But then going back to that fear, if it's not good, then what's the worst that can happen? I think that's also it's an exercise I have been doing. There's been this whole process going on. It's a long story, but let's say I'm working on my business, or I'm singing with someone. I hit something. Let's say I hit a note I didn't like. What is that process that you're like? That process that makes us question everything. That makes you feel, oh no, this was bad.
Yeah.
What's under that? I'm wondering. What's under that? So if this is bad, then what's going to happen? Like, what's the mental process? If your label, I mean, in that case, of course, that was also your job. That's where you make money.
Yeah.
There is that.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
I would say if we take things where our livelihood is not tied to it.
Yeah.
Because I would say that's another conversation.
Sure.
But if you're just having fun, creating something, what's the worst that can happen? You meet someone, they don't like what you just said. What's the worst that can happen?
Not much.
I was like, okay, this person maybe I didn't connect with.
Yeah.
This event didn't go as well. Yeah. This thing I sang wasn't as good as I wanted it to be.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's true. I mean, when we really sit and think about it, it's not much, but like pulling it back to performing again, like I have so many students that their greatest fear is just singing a bad note, singing a bum note on stage. But the truth is no one's going to remember it. Seriously, no one will remember it, but we build it up in our heads. It's this fear, I think. And it connects to all the lonely people and the whole mask that we put on. It's just trying to avoid that moment of like, while I'm doing something honest, I do something wrong. And then I feel like that is probably some people's greatest fear. And being rejected on that deep level.
Right.
Yeah.
Being rejected.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But then what a false equivalency that we make. Yeah. If I sing a bad note, I'm going to get rejected.
Yeah.
I'm going to be alone. Yeah. I'm not worth it.
Yeah.
It goes so far.
Yeah.
When it's just a bad note.
Yeah.
Or just maybe you were trying to do one thing and something else happened.
Yeah.
And then you move on and you live to tell the story.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the interesting thing, and this I said to recently, I was coaching some startups, people building businesses, and I think it goes for that, and it goes for someone doing music. If, as you're making the mistake, you stay true to who you are, so you stay honest, open, I would say human, then for me, if I have invested in your business and your business fails, but I know you've stayed consistent, honest, you've stayed open in communicating, my trust towards you is not shaken. So fine, this business didn't work out, but I know it was because we made all the right choices, but sometimes it still doesn't work out. Let's build the next thing. I will still want to do that with you. And if when you're on stage, I would say the note itself is not the problem. Is that when that note hits in the wrong way, you get out of that place of connectedness that you need to have while you're performing. But if you stay in that place, the note doesn't really matter.
No.
If you just stay connected and visible and open, because that's what the audience wants.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been chronically losing my voice through the process of the year that I spent building this place. And I still did shows, right? So I did a show with it was a very interesting show about we were doing covers from from artists that were like their portraits were taken by this particularly famous Dutch photographer, and it was his exhibition. So we were just performing songs with that. And then my voice that day was so fucked. It was so unbelievably, like, by my standards, I was like, wow, like that was horrible. I got 3 new students from that day because they were like, I thought that was amazing. I thought it was great. He's French as well. Amazing. Anyway, but I thought that was amazing. It was really, really good. And I was like so sick that day. He was like, no, really? They never know. You never know, because it was. I think I try to be honest in all the performances, and they really loved it. And that's the thing. It's like, my standards don't matter because inherently, I tried to do something, and other people react to that, and usually it will surprise even you. I'm 18 years into this thing, and I'm still surprised. Yeah.
It's just in the end. And now you mentioned also you building this place, this beautiful place we're in. Shout out to the Parlour Amsterdam. In the end, the one thing that I trust is that in the whole process, you stayed connected with a lot of people, and that's how you've been building this community that already existed with this place before it opened. And then whether you're performing, whether you're creating, you're building a space, then just making sure you stay connected just gets you all that you need, because you'll get students, you'll get help, you'll get support, whether it is with actually doing things, caring, moving things around, or thinking through an idea,
100%.
and it just, that makes it an enjoyable experience. And sometimes also, again, when I talk to, it's really all the same to me. There's this very holistic approach. It's all the same whether you're building a business or you're performing a song. If you just stay open to people, then you can get what you need. So when I'm here telling you, hey, like, do you need to think through this idea? Like, this is my background. I do business stuff. I'm happy to help. Like, I do that also for other businesses, because if you're just connecting, the help is whatever you need. Even if the parlor were to close and you were to start something new, I know I would stick with you, and I know many people would do that just because they saw you as a person. I think, and really, how many times I feel like I'm telling is the
no, it's fine.
How many times I feel like I'm telling business people, don't forget the human component to this, because if you're getting an investment for your business, whatever you're doing, you're getting an advisor, the reason they do that is because of you as a person. So you need to let people see you so that they can see your passion, they can see your commitment, and with that, everything comes. So I think that's why there is this to me, it's just been a very interesting thing to see how it all circles back together. With community, with vulnerability. I don't know. I didn't realize how big, even though I always loved connecting with people, I just didn't see how it can really change your life. It can be the community that helps you build the business that then brings you money to live very, very, in a very simple way. I don't just.
No, it's true. I think community is interesting, because that concept, actually, all the words that I chose for the branding, right? Like music, community, and empathy. That's the logo of the Parlour slogan. There's such powerfully understated words, because my wife has this article that she loves reading on LinkedIn that she shared with me. It was the hidden power of empathy. I think what it is, and it shows the power of that in business these days, and the power of that, like, and how that helps raise retention rates in companies, how that helps so many. It's the simplest thing. It's like the littlest thing of just checking in. But then on community as well, I feel like it's so interesting doing this here, because I'm learning so much, and it's interesting because it's two things, right? The first thing is, like, after COVID, I feel like everyone really needed community after everything that we went through, and it was just this outpour of, like, even really introverted people who traditionally didn't do much but stay at home or anything like that. They were coming out a lot more and trying to have these experiences, because they realize how easily it can be taken away. And then there's this need for a safe space, safe community, but a lot of people were kind of misusing that, and not building those safe spaces, but just doing events, but didn't necessarily take care of people. So that's one thing. And then the other side of it was also, like, kind of creating the space here in the Netherlands, which is, I mean, with all the love to all the Dutch people that I know, it's also an incredibly individualistic culture, and that's something that they're quite proud of. They're like, yeah, it's we take care of ourselves first. We're gonna I'll help you after I kind of settle my shit and stuff like that. And it's so interesting building it here because you can physically see this change in their eyes when they're like in the environment. They see what you're trying to do. They're part of the community. They're hanging out, and then they're like, I've got to take the train back at like 8. Before you know it, it's 2 a.m. And then they're like, I'm enjoying myself. I'm enjoying being honest and being part of this thing.
Yeah.
And I love that so much.
Yeah. I think people are craving it so much because I've been coming to events here, and you can see, you said events where you don't take care of people, and the opposite is what you do, where I see you going around the room and checking in. If there's someone alone, you will go and introduce yourself and make sure that they feel at home. And it's something so simple. I'm so glad that we met, and it's just so beautiful to see people exchanging help, support. You give this to that person gives that to you. This building things together, creating more value together. Oh, it's amazing. It just feels so good. It's just makes all the work and things that you're doing, days with rain and and getting soaked while going somewhere or getting stuck outside your house. It's just all of that things that happened in the past 2 days. If you can ask for help, get the help, give back. It's all there is. All you need is love. And then we flow back to that.
Very nice. Good job.
I guess, yeah. That's it. That's it. Yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about. I know you have a class soon. Any, I don't know, do you want to shout out? Come to the parlor.
Yeah, if you're in Amsterdam, come to the Parlour. We have events almost every day. It's in a beautiful place, and if you want to run things, you want to run your own events or anything like that, I am more than happy to welcome all kinds of communities, no matter how small, through my door. I think that's the most important thing.
So excited for this fall.
Yeah,
and all that's gonna happen here, and all the beautiful times together. Oh my God, it's really so good. Cool.
Yeah,
it's so cool.
Yeah, awesome.
All right, that's it.
Amazing. Thanks for the time.
Thank you. Over and over.
Oh man.
Awesome. You're right on time.
Yeah, no, right.